are about to drop the new instant classic. Decoy, run that! Run that rhythm!
Unit 3. Research techniques for the creative media industries. Applying research techniques and methods. A quick summary of People Just Do Nothing. This mockumentary goes behind the microphone of Corrupt FM, the second most popular pirate radio station in West London, receiving up to 8 texts per show and playing the finest UK garage and drum and bass. Co-founded by MC Sniper and DJ Beats in 2002, the station has now built up a following of over 100 people, and has attracted the attention of the BBC, who are making a documentary about the lives of those behind Corrupt FM. Devised by a group of friends, the sitcom and mockumentary was inspired by shows such as The Office, Spinal Tap and Curb Your Enthusiasm, but especially and appropriately by BBC Three documentary series Tower Block Dreams, which explored the underground music scene in UK council estates. The early webisodes of People Just Do Nothing followed the deluded crew of the pirate radio station Corrupt FM. Led by MC Grinder and DJ Beats, they were shot guerrilla style with no budget and for the most part no scripts. But these early amateur efforts generated a cult following and eventually attracted the attention of Rough Cut TV's Ash Atala, producer on The Office. TV series success. The show has received major success in feedback and critique. A very high mass majority of viewers very much pleased with the show's outcome. Receiving a 8.6 out of 10 rating on IMDb and a 4 out of 5 rating from The Telegraph. It is clear of the show's success. There has been to date no current released information on the show's success in terms of ratings and turnover, but is evidently still popular even after the turnover of BBC Three to its online player. Print media review. This show has had a lot of media coverage based on its comedy success. A prime example of this would be that of The Guardians. They claim, whilst TV has been undergoing this existential crisis, there has been one programme plugging away at the lost art of making people laugh. The BBC's scrappy mockumentary People Just Do Nothing, which follows a man-child-run garage radio station in Brentford, is not an old-fashioned sitcom by any stretch. It's understated, meta and set in a niche subculture, but it is truly traditional in its comedy. Beats are hit and joke quotas filled, seen in, seen out. Target audience. The programme, being originally broadcasted on BBC Three, had a target audience of 18 to 30-year-old viewers. The programme directly approaches the heavily popular theme of garage and grime. Now bigger than ever, it is perfect timing for a show with such content. However, BBC Three have now moved their entire channel and contents online using their app, BBC iPlayer, which I do not believe has affected the target audience, as an iPlayer debut seems entirely appropriate for a show that is aimed directly at BBC Three's 18 to 30-year-old target audience, who, as the channel's fate suggests, do most of their viewing online these days anyway. The garage and grime music scene. UK grime is a genre of music which has been developing in London's underground since 2002. Grime's tempo is around 140 beats per minute. Style of flow also varies, but is most common for rappers or MCs to spit double time or aggressively over the beat. Grime can often be dark and aggressive, featuring MCs as opposed to singers, and get rid of R&B influences of earlier UK garage music. The success of UK grime has got a lot to do with the pirate radio station scene in London, with many performers practicing their skills and getting an underground reputation before going mainstream. Before UK grime, there was a UK garage music scene in the UK. But when certain producers and MCs started taking things to a new darker, harder and more aggressive level, there was a clear split in the scene. Hence in around 2002 the term grime was born, and since then the scene has grown and strengthened. However, there has only been one grime MC to take their career to the next level, Dizzee Rascal. He began his MCing when he was 15 on a pirate radio in East London and eventually joined the Roll Deep crew, where he teamed up with Wiley, who is now recognised as being one of the founding producers of the UK grime scene. After having an underground hit with I Love You, Dizzee Rascal signed to XL Recordings and his debut album gained worldwide critical acclaim. Since then he has gone on to perform all over the world. With Dizzee Rascal paving the way, other MCs have gone on to sign record deals and release albums such as Wiley from Roll Deep and Kano from the Nasty Crew. The current trend in the UK grime scene is for MCs and producers to release mixtapes as well as traditional appearances on the pirate radio circuit. Artists such as Tinchy Strider, JME, Demon, Ghetto, Bruiser and many more have released professionally produced UK grime mixtapes. International growth. It was not until the release of his third album, 2007's Maths and English, that Dizzee Rascal experienced international acclaim. He was nominated for the Mercury Music Prize again, and despite the fact the album was not released in the United States in 2007, it received high praise from international music critiques, magazines, websites and blogs, including Pitchfork Media, Rolling Stone and Rock Sound. By 2010, he had achieved 3 #1 singles in a row. The 2005 release of 679 Recordings Run the Road compilation showcased some of the most popular grime releases to that point, increasing the popularity and fame of grime and grime artists internationally. A particularly notable grime artist who has success overseas is Lady Sovereign, who appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman, signed to Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records, and whose Love Me or Hate Me became the first video by a British artist to reach #1 on MTV's Total Request Live. Although her music has departed considerably from her output on private radio stations, and she does not regard herself as a grime artist. Following the string of hits in 2004, grime has become increasingly popular in North America. Skepta's collaborations with American rappers Ace Hood, Earl Sweatshirt, Drake and Flatbush Zombies have made him one of grime's best known names in the US. Grime has also spread to Australia, Japan and Netherlands, with such acts as Trey Mission, Hackin and Danny G the Saviour. iTunes and Spotify. The group have had success in selling their music from the series on iTunes. Although they only have one of their productions on there, this opens up more opportunity for success. The weird thing about Corrupt FM, right, is that their tracks are actually good even though this whole thing is a total joke. Which makes for a slightly unnerving experience when you find yourself passionately screaming all the words to Get Out of the Way at one of their live shows, like it's Beyonce at the O2. Heart Monitor Rhythm is another one for the category, a legitimate joke banger that can make you crease and rave all at once. This is the group's only professionally produced and released song available to listen online and already brings them in over 11,000 monthly listeners and the song being played over 200,000 times on Spotify. Live performances. Their popularity and ruling under that of music demand at the moment has allowed the group to take their work on a more serious level to perform their music from the show and just portray their comedy and characters throughout the similar music and the live audience. Alongside their UK tour, the group was able to take their music and comedy out to Ibiza to play a set alongside some of the biggest artists known today. Playing 4 events, the group, working with the BBC, took the opportunity to make a mockumentary on their travels. You are able to quickly see the group's diverse split between professional music making and their acting. Although it is all a joke, putting it to the side, they are serious about their music. The stars of the BBC Three show, People Just Do Nothing, have also been touring their Champagne Steam Rooms gig up and down the country this past year, and last February they concluded with a packed out homecoming show in North London's KOKO. They took to the stage for nearly 2 hours and played two-step classics, swigging cheap champagne in front of a sold-out crowd on a weeknight bed by 12 ravers. From Chibuddy aka UKIP's Nightmare, building up the hype around a potential very special guest, only then to introduce himself as that guest, to DJ Steve's hanging suspended from the rafters of a broken harness for the first 10 minutes in silence. It was a car crash from start to finish, but in the most perfect way. When Decoy stepped up to curate a dancehall and reggae section, it peaked with 1,500 people. They were joined by majorly popular grime idols in our time such as Stormzy, Big Nasty, DWE and more. This idea shows that the group possesses a very similar target group, and working with well-known artists increases popular awareness of the group's productions with the BBC and their music. Say what you like about them being a BBC Three comedy show, but Steves can cut and mix like Mr Jam, and Grinder and Beats know exactly how to get a room hyped. Previous film soundtrack success. Juice is a soundtrack to the 1992 crime drama film of the same name. It was released on December the 31st in 1991 through MCA Records and consisting mainly of hip hop. The soundtrack was a success, making it to number 17 on the Billboard 200 and number 3 on the top R&B albums, and featured 4 charting singles: Uptown Anthem, Juice, Don't Be Afraid, and Is It Good to You. Juice was certified gold by the RIAA on March the 4th, 1992. Notorious is the soundtrack to the 2009 biopic film Notorious, based on the life of the death and the rapper Notorious B.I.G. It features mostly his previously heard songs, inclusively the ones harder to find such as Party and Bullshit and One More Chance. It includes 2 original songs, Brooklyn Go Hard by Jay-Z and a tribute to the rapper Jadakiss, and Widow Faith, Evans called Letter to B.I.G, as well as 3 unreleased demos by him and a song by Christopher Wallace. As of March 2009, the album sold roughly 124,490 copies. Competition analysis. Starting off with the Inbetweeners. They exploit four friends who are socially only marginally above what one of them calls the freaks, are presented as they grow from their late teens into adults as they go on their quest, usually unsuccessfully, for such grown-up things as beer and sex. Series success. Although it only aired for less than 3 years, the show was nominated for Best Situation Comedy at BAFTA twice in 2009 and 2010. At the British Academy Television Awards in 2010, it won Audience Award, and in 2010, the show won Best Sitcom Award and British Comedy Awards. At the 2011 British Comedy Awards, the show also won the award for Outstanding Contribution to British Comedy. The first series began on the 1st of May in 2008, with the pilot episode garnering 238,000 viewers. The series averaged with 459,000 viewers, with 474,000 viewers watching the series finale. The In-Betweeners received 2 nominations at the British Comedy Awards. The show was nominated for Best New British Television Comedy, and Simon Bird was nominated for the Best Male Comedy Newcomer. Both won their respective categories. The In-Betweeners movie. To get Simon's singularly focused mind off Carly, his 3 best mates decide to take him on vacation for 2 weeks to get some sun, sand and girls before they move on to the next chapter of their lives in the fall. Neil makes a decision for them to go to Malia on the Isle of Crete, a popular summer tourist destination for many a Brit. On its first day of release, the In-Betweeners movie grossed over 2.5 million in 409 cinemas. The film then went on to set a new record for most successful opening weekend ever achieved by a comedy film in the UK, overtaking Bridget Jones' The Edge of Reason and The Hangover Part 2, after earning 13.22 million compared to second place Rise of the Planet of the Apes, which took 2.4 million. The In-Betweeners movie was confirmed as having the biggest opening weekend for an independent British film. It retained its number 1 position in the UK film charts for 4 weeks before being overtaken by The Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy on 20th of September 2011, by which time the In-Betweeners movie had grossed 48.1 million overall. The film saw a limited theatrical release in the United States on the 7th of September 2012, where it grossed $36,000, making its total box office revenue $88,025,781. In the home media, on the 12th of December 2011, the In-Betweeners movie was released on DVD and Blu-ray disc in the UK by 4DVD. The latter version sold as a triple pack containing both formats along with a digital copy of the film. Both versions include a number of special features, such as making of documentary, footage from the film's London premiere, various deleted scenes, cast commentaries and a blooper reel. Following its appearance in the UK stores, the DVD quickly became a major financial success. Within less than a week, the film became the 3rd fastest selling British home media release of 2011, after Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 and Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, with approximately 575,000 copies sold in the first day of its release. By the 17th of December, estimated sales reached 1 million, resulting in the film displacing the home media release of Paul as one of the 5 best-selling DVDs of the year in the UK. 21 Jump Street. Although the newly developed film does not follow the story of the characters in the original series, it simply takes the concept from it and establishes it with new comedy twists, producing a box office smash. Series summary. 21 Jump Street is the headquarters for a squad of police officers who specialise in investigations relating to young people. Each of the Jump Street personnel was selected for their ability to pass for high school or college students, allowing them to operate undercover in areas where it is difficult for regular police officers to blend in unnoticed. Series success. 21 Jump Street debuted in the spring of 1987. The show was a hit with audiences and helped to establish the newly launched Fox network. 21 Jump Street was the first hit series for the Fox network. In August 1987, 21 Jump Street became the first Fox series to win its time slot against a Big 3 network series. Movie summary. When cops Schmidt and Jenko join the secret Jump Street unit, they use their youthful appearances to go undercover as high school students. They trade in their guns and badges for backpacks and set out to shut down a dangerous drug ring. But as time goes on, Schmidt and Jenko discover that high school is nothing like it was a few years earlier. And what's more, they must again confront the teenage terror and anxiety that they thought they had left behind. The film topped North America's box office with $13.2 million on its opening day. During the weekend, the film grossed $35 million, taking the Lorettes out of the number 1 spot that it held for the first 2 weeks. The film grossed $138,447,667 in North America, and 63,137,661 in other countries, for a worldwide total of $201,485,328. It is also the #1 top grossing movie under the high school comedy genre. The film was listed as #6 most illegally downloaded film of 2012, using the BitTorrent protocol with approximately 7.6 million downloads. The film was rewarded with several different accolades. Marketing and advertising. Print market strategies. Print media strategies are still very much applicable to use despite our ability of online marketing strategies. This includes newspapers, magazines, billboards and posters, direct mail. These all provide almost unavoidable advertising in people's everyday lives, which then brings their attention and appeal to the products being promoted. However, the proliferation of digital media has led to a decline in advertising expenditure in traditional print media. Online marketing strategies. Online marketing includes a wider range of marketing elements than traditional business marketing due to the extra channels and marketing mechanisms available on the internet. Online marketing can deliver benefits such as growth in potential, reduced expenses, elegant communications, better control, improved customer service, and competitive advantage. A People Just Do Nothing movie. Funnily enough, according to this article, BBC are actually planning for a movie featuring Corrupt FM as their final production, following after the 5th series. Producer Asha Tala claims there are different ways to structure a film these days. It needn't be a huge cinema release, there's videos on demand, some kind of feature-length ending to the show feels like the right thing to do. This will supposedly be filmed and released in 2019 upon the BBC's approval to keep the show running.